Okay, welcome to Bitrix24 Live. I'm Damien Edwards, the Commercial Manager of Bitrix24 Gold Partners Interface. We're in the UK and we have offices in the US, in New York and Dubai. And we're here to manage pre-sales support, so demos and answering your questions about Bitrix. And we are able to provide a full implementation service as well. But today we'll be answering questions on any subject area of Bitrix. I've got with me our support manager, Andy Naylor.
Hi guys, so we're going to be here for the next hour as long as we keep getting the questions through. We do have some that have come through the past week. And if you do have questions that come to you during the week, please do email them to us on our email sales@intraface.com, and we can answer them on the next session. So we're here every Thursday at 10 AM Eastern time to answer your questions. We can answer any questions that have got to do with the cloud version of Bitrix, whether you're on the free account through to the professional account. And we can also answer and show you any questions and answers on the on-premise version too. So please get your questions in the box and then we can answer them as we go along.
Okay, is the cloud backed up daily? So it is. Yeah, backups are done automatically for you. It's hosted on Amazon, AWS, and so all that's managed automatically for you. There isn't a way on the cloud that you can roll back or to a previous version, but backups are done in case they're needed. If you have self-hosted edition, then you can manage your own backup schedule and you can roll back to earlier versions and things like that if you want to. But on the cloud, it's all done for you. The question here is remote login an option? I'm not too sure what that means. I guess, if you're talking about remote, do you mean if you're talking about logging in outside of the office, then that's absolutely a standard feature. Bitrix is a cloud solution, so you can log in from any location on pretty much any device on a desktop or through the mobile app. So yeah, remote, you can log in remotely. That's whether you've got one of the Bitrix standard cloud accounts or whether you're on a self-hosted, that's still accessible over the internet. So yeah, it's all designed to be logged in remotely so that everyone can log in from where they want to, whether they're in the office or on the move, and everything syncs up, of course.
Yeah, I had a question come through during the week just about two-factor authentication. So they wanted to just know about being able to receive essentially an authorization code before they could get in to make it a little bit more secure. And I can show you where that is. So on the cloud account, I do believe you'll need to be on a commercial version, but you can see here on the screen we have a cloud account. Then if I go to my profile, what we can do is click on my profile, and then if we click on security, then you can see here that we have two-step authentication. Currently it's not being configured. If we wanted to connect it up, then you just simply need to download the OTP mobile app from Bitrix24. And once you try and log in, then it will send you a code to that mobile app. So if you've got your notification switched on for that application, the code will pop up and then you can enter the code manually, or you can. So that's all you would need to do. This is to set it up, so you can get a QR code or get a code from the application and enter it in here to set it up. If you want to make it mandatory for all your users to be able to use the two-factor authentication, then you can set that on your system settings. So if you click into settings here on the left-hand side, you do have to be an administrator to access this. But if you scroll down, then you can see here security settings, make two-step authorization mandatory for all users. Now, if you click on this checkbox, then you can specify the period of time they'll have to enable. So each user would still have to go to their profile, click into the security tab, and then essentially authenticate their profile to do so. So it's definitely a great setting if you are wanting to be a little bit more secure with who logs in to your system.
Okay, how do I extend my trial period for adoption purposes? You can't extend your trial period on the cloud accounts. You can go into settings, and as you'll know, you can go into the settings, your license settings, and you can upgrade to Pro for free for 30 days. So that's your evaluation period. Got a full 30 days. So you can do the same thing actually on the self-hosted. If you wanted to actually download the software, install it on your server and test it, you can do that also completely for free for 30 days, but you can't extend that trial period. We would recommend, actually, if you're looking at evaluating Bitrix, that you talk to us about that. We'll go through some questions about what it is you want to get out of the system. We will then demonstrate to you how your specific requirements will work inside Bitrix. Actually, is a much better way of evaluating whether Bitrix is going to be the right solution for you. A trial involves obviously configuration of the system to enable it to work the way you want it to work for your specific purpose, and without any training or prior knowledge of Bitrix, that really is a tall order. To set it up and train the people on it and then evaluate it isn't going to be practical. So best thing to do if you want to evaluate Bitrix is come to a partner, and say we would go through some questions on what it is you want to achieve, and then we would actually show you how that would work in Bitrix, and from that you can make a decision on whether you like it, whether you think it's right for you or not.
I've got a question here just with regards to chat. So is it possible to see the chat history between colleagues? So Bitrix does save all chats that you have with a particular colleague, and it saves all chats maybe that you have for a particular project. So if we were to go here to the right hand side and click into maybe a conversation that we've been having with one of our colleagues on here, or even a work group, this one might be useful. So in here, if you click on the little three dots in the top right hand corner, you can see message history here. So it's quite a powerful tool. Any files that get added to the conversation, the group, or the conversation between you and a colleague, then they will appear on the right hand side here, and on the left hand side you can search the actual text. We have clients that just use Bitrix24 for the chat feature, so they have groups that are maybe for different locations or different departments, and then they chat on there solely. That's all they use Bitrix for. So this becomes quite a powerful tool, and it's available in every chat that you're involved in. You can't see other chats, so as an administrator you wouldn't be able to see on the cloud anyway, you wouldn't be able to see any conversations between other users because they are private. But on the on-premise version, you can actually authenticate to go into another user and actually see all their chat history between colleagues. So if you're on the on-premise and you want to have an overview of what one user in particular is chatting about, you can authenticate and switch to their profile and then view their chats on there.
Okay, following from the question about trial periods, how do I tell if I'm on the self-hosted or the cloud? So we mentioned that you can have a 30-day trial on both. You'll know if you've signed up through Bitrix24 website, then you will be on the cloud version. Let me just show you. So if you've gone to the website and you registered for free here, and you've put your details in on this right hand side to create your account, then the account will get created instantly within a few seconds, and that's a cloud account. Self-hosted, you download the files That takes some time. You then have to have a server that you upload the files to. You have to go to you have to make sure you've got the right resources and things operating on that server. So it's a considerable amount of work to set up a self-hosted version. So if you've done it yourself, you would know. If someone else has done it for you, then you probably can't tell really. It looks the same from a user's point of view. You access them both over the internet through a browser. So it's pretty difficult really to tell whether you're on a self-hosted or a cloud. But if you've done it yourself, then you'll know. If someone else has done it, you can ask them. Generally, if you're on a cloud version, generally it's something like this one's demonstration.bitrix24.com. If you're on a self-hosted version, ours is on demo.interface.com. So that's us, interface. So if you look at the domain, that can indicate which one you might be on.
So got another question come through. Hello, I'm working on an integration on a workflow to a self-hosted Bitrix24. I want to know how to do it the right way. So that's quite, probably need to provide some more details in actually the integration of a workflow that you're trying to achieve. Yeah, because there could be many integrations that you could do on the self-hosted version of Bitrix24. So if you want to put a little bit of information in, or you can send us some details over to our email address, sales@interface.com. We can have a look for you on that, and we can get maybe one of our sales engineers to discuss what is involved with that as well.
Yeah, so workflows can be run in the activity stream, on documents, in the CRM, on tasks, all different areas of the system. So we need to know where it is you're looking to set it up and what it want it to do. So step by step, what you want the workflow to do. Integrating a workflow. You're looking at integration of a workflow as well. So are you looking to connect another system, or just build a workflow inside Bitrix? Does Bitrix have an auto dial functionality? Yes, it does. So if we go into our site here, if we go into the CRM and if we click into our contacts, you can do this on leads or contacts. Let's look in, see if we've got any leads in here. Let's do it on contacts. So you can find your contacts, you can do your filter. So let's have a look. I'm responsible, I'm logged in as John Smith, this one and this one here. So I probably go, I want to dial all my contacts. You can do any type of filter. So you might want to filter by source. So if you're recording the source of the lead or the contact, where it came from, was it an exhibition or some particular piece of marketing, you could filter by that source and do a follow-up campaign on the phone. But I'm just going to filter by ones that I'm looking after. So create your filtered view, filtered list, select them all here, and we've got a box here to start dialing. So this will allow us to dial through one by one automatically. So
I don't think the only thing I don't think it is I don't think it's automatically, is it?
When you finish, does it ask you to call back? Okay, well logically it works through an order.
I think if you are wanting maybe an auto dialer, there are applications in the applications section. So if you clicked into applications here, you may see it on the first screen. If not, we can select the category, so it will be under telephony or VoIP integration. Let's have a look. Click on search. I think there is an auto dialer somewhere, isn't there? Yeah, we've got Call Center Wizard. I think let's have a look, see if there is.
Call Center Wizard might do it. Oh, right.
Predictive dialer. So here you might want to have a look at this and see if you want to automate your calls. So just whilst we're in here, is a good place if you're looking for some integrations to other pieces of software. You may want to just check in here to see if they already exist. A common one that we get is maybe Zapier. Zapier, there is applications for tasks for the CRM and for communications. That's available on the cloud and the self-hosted. So yeah, it's quite a popular one that people tend to use.
Okay, can I run a business process on a contact in the CRM? So you certainly can. Maybe if you give some information on what process you want to run, we could show you that, but I can show you where you go to set it up. Let's just go into the CRM. If I go into settings and automation down here, and then business processes, and then we look for contact. You can add your template to the contacts module here. So you can give it a name, choose how it's going to be run. So is it run when the contact is added, when the contact is changed, so that's any of the fields are changed at all, or you can just deselect those and then it will run, choose to run it manually. Your action blocks are on the right hand side, so things like say you just want to notify somebody, create a calendar event, create a task. There's a lot of standard action blocks that you can use in here. There's quite a lot of things like conditions as well, so you can place conditions on in here, and then based on which condition is met, you can start to trigger different actions based on those parameters. So you can create your business process in here. Once you've done that, provided you've created it on a contact, if you go into your contacts, so we said that the business process would run manually, so it's not running automatically. So you can have it run automatically, which would mean that anytime I change any of these fields, then it would trigger the business process. So just populating one of the fields with some new content would trigger the process. But as it's set to only run manually, if you go up to the top right hand corner, then you can access all the business processes that are available. I didn't save that one, but you can trigger the process from here by selecting that. If you put some parameter fields in, then it will pop up with a box if you can request that the user enters additional information. But yeah, that's where you run the business process from. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's an example of running a process, filling in some parameters that are required, and then you can use those parameters to pass back into the actual process itself. So that's quite a popular way of running business processes.
Yeah, if you've got any information on specifically what you want to do, then we can do that in a bit more detail. So put our contact details up there. If you want to get in touch for a one-to-one demo, we can do a general demo of Bitrix, or we can do, demo specific features that you're interested in seeing, which is probably going to be better for you. Tell us what you want to see or what you want to achieve, and we'll show you how that can work in Bitrix. If you get in touch with us on any of those numbers or sales@intraface.com, we can arrange that for you. So post your questions in the chat box. If you have any questions, if we don't get any questions, we'll end the session.
We had a question come through just with regards to collaborating on documents. So Bitrix doesn't actually have the ability to all collaborate on one particular document at the same time. So you may be used to those features in Google Drive or Google Documents, where everybody can collaborate on a particular document. You can see the changes live happening, and also maybe in Microsoft Office 365, I believe do it online as well. So Bitrix actually offer the ability to edit documents using those tools, both on the cloud and on the on-premise version. And all you need to do to set that up really is to go into the document area itself. So whether you're in My Drive or whether you're in Company Drive, if you click on the little gear icon here, you can see that we have a button that says Settings for Working with Documents. Now, it will give you two options. So locally, it will allow you to use the desktop application, and the desktop application essentially acts as a middle ground. The document will go via the desktop application, and it will open up in maybe your local Word tool. So something like Microsoft Word, it would open up on your local machine. If you wanted to, you can't collaborate, obviously, doing it that method, but the question was about collaboration on documents. You would need to link up a third-party service. So what we recommend is connecting Google Docs or my MS Office Word app, and then it would open up in that. So if multiple people open up in the same document, you'll see that each user is in it, you'll see the live changes, and then it will sync back up into Bitrix.
Yeah, thanks Randy for your good feedback. If you've got any questions, specific questions you want us to answer today, then just let us know. Is there a limit to the number of open channels I can use in Contact Center? So let's just check. Is there a limit to the number of open channels? I'm not too sure. Take me a little bit of time to look through this, but let's just skip through. I mean, the best place to find all the information you want to find about what you can and can't do on different packages is here. If you go to Bitrix24.com, open channels. Here we go. So on the free package, you can connect one, and then we're unlimited on here. On the projects is the limitation, and then unlimited here. So it's unlimited apart from these basic. In fact, on the Start Plus, it seems to be unlimited. So that's a good for $19 a month. It's unlimited.
And then if you've got the on-premise as well, it will be unlimited. So that's obviously the self-hosted version, that will be unlimited as well.
Yeah, and all these boxes here are ticked in the open channel section. So any of these two, or any of these. Yeah. So, do we have any more questions? I love the platform. What are the requirements for being a partner? So you need to be a IT software technology business, and you can contact Bitrix, and they will tell you what the sort of criteria is. There is a page on the website you can search for, tell you what their criteria is. But yeah, you need to be an IT business to be a partner. Okay, any more questions?
Yeah, I had a question come through. I'm just going to send a message to our on-premise version here see if it comes in. It might take a little bit of time. I've just sent a message to one of our open channels, because one of the questions we got earlier today actually was with regards to canned responses on open channel messages. So essentially what the person was asking is, rather than having to type the same answer each time, then they wanted a library of responses that they could use on that open channel message. So if I just click into the open channel widget here and click into here, and then you'll be able to see that this has come through Facebook. I just sent a message a moment ago. You can see you've got a little lightning bolt, open canned responses database. So this appears on here, and you can then create brand new canned responses. You can then, once you've created one and you've got a library of them, you can actually search those canned responses as well. So maybe you get a common inquiry for a particular product or a particular service. Then you can use these on all open channels. So this is not just for responses to Facebook or Instagram. It's not just for the social networks. You can actually use these responses on your live chat for your website. Some people use the live chat for support, so you can maybe put it in the secure area for support services. You can have those canned responses for those support replies in there as well. So just click on the little lightning bolt. I think I saw in here that there is a restriction into, I think we open. I think there is a restriction if you are in the free. You cannot use the canned responses. You would have to be on a commercial package. But any commercial package, you'll be able to see this and use those responses.
Yeah, okay. I don't think we've got any more questions currently, so if you want to post a question here, we'll answer it. But otherwise, we have same session, same time every week, and in addition, we do webinars on a Monday. If you go to Bitrix24.com, down to the bottom of the homepage, you can register for webinars there. And to receive notifications about live sessions on YouTube, you need to subscribe and click the notification bell. But yeah, I think the questions have dried up, so we'll leave it there and hope to see you on the next one.